Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. This week I want to have some fun with the R35 GTR. Now some of you may not be aware, but I actually live in Southern California. And one of the cool things about living in Southern California is there's a lot of movies and TV shows filmed here, including a series I know we've all watched, The Fast and the Furious. Now for the last couple weeks I've been dealing with a project that's literally eaten up almost all of my time, and I just finished it, which means I am now free. And I thought, what a fun way to celebrate my new freedom than to go around and kind of explore some of the locations where they filmed The Fast and the Furious. So let's go take a look and explore. Some of you may recognize this road, some of you may not. For those of you that live here in Southern California, this is Templin Highway. However, in the Fast and Furious world, this is actually Mexico. I'm sure you'd recognize this road a little bit more if there was a gas truck speeding by with a whole bunch of trailers, followed by some trucks that can drive very fast backwards and a Buick Grand National. And perhaps you have Michelle Rodriguez crawling along the top of it with some liquid nitrogen and a hammer. That's right, this is the road that they use in the famous gas truck heist scene in Fast and Furious 4. And it's actually a pretty fun road. I've driven up and down it once just to kind of see if I could spot maybe where they filmed certain scenes, and I really couldn't because, let's be honest, probably about 90% of that was CGI anyways. However, this is a nice twisty road and it actually ends at a dead end, which means you don't have to worry about too much traffic. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you up and down this road so you can kind of check it out for yourself. The end of the road. And that is Templin Highway. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to the next location. Behind me, you should see some buildings that look kind of familiar. This is where they set up the meet before they decided to do the first race from the first Fast and Furious movie. This is where we got to see Vin Diesel's red RX-7 for the first time. Now granted, it looks a little bit different now because it's daytime and quite a few years have passed, but this was actually one of the random spots I found just actually driving around downtown LA. So here we are up in Azusa. Specifically, we are on San Gabriel Canyon Road, or in the Fast and Furious world, we're in Japan. Now I know it might not look a lot like Japan right now, but that's because I don't have the CGI or the greens department to help me make it look more like Japan. But from what I understand, this is where they filmed some of their drifting scenes. I was actually really shocked because this road looks like it was freshly paved. So unlike Temple and Highway, it's actually a very fun drive. Temple and Highway, there was some bad pavement, so there's some bumps and some dips, which I really wouldn't recommend taking that road too terribly fast right now. However, this road, brand new pavement, nice and smooth. And of course, you always know you're on a good canyon for driving when you run into bicyclists. And I've seen a number of bicyclists coming up the road. At the bottom of this hill, there's actually a very nice dam and a very nice lake to go along with it. Looking at it, to me, it kind of looked like what might have been the end of the famous race between the 350Z and the Nismo Mustang. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you into the car and I'll at least show you what the road looks like. Gonna pull over and let that Jeep get a little bit farther ahead. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed your trip down San Gabriel Canyon Road. You know, in looking at it, I started at about where the rock quarry was, and when I drove past it, to me that actually looked more like the end of the race from the 350Z and the Nismo Mustang. And so I think I may have started kind of at the end, and I don't think the rest of it was really shot in the movie. Either way, if you live in the Southern California area, I do recommend this road. It's actually a lot of fun to drive. You can see it's really twisty, new pavement, so you know it's nice and smooth. You just end up with the issue of a little bit of traffic. You saw we got stuck behind that Jeep, and of course, the infamous bicyclists. But either way, let's move on to the next location. And of course, no tour of Fast and Furious locations is complete without a stop at Toretto's, also known as Bob's Market. This has actually become quite a place for car people to gather throughout the years, and there's always going to be someone with a tuner car or some sort of fast car parked out front. Of course, I'm going to head in myself and patronage, but if you notice, there is no lunch counter there, which means you can't go in there and get the famous tuna on white, no crust. All right, so I just left Bob's, and of course I had to buy something, and they actually had something I've been looking for anyways. This was actually one of my favorite of the cars. It's Brian's blue R35 GTR from Fast 7. So it wasn't in my collection. It is now. I'm kind of happy I was able to kind of patronage this place, kind of help these guys out financially. So now it's on to the next location. And of course, just a stone's throw from Toretto's or Bob's Market is the famous Fast and Furious house, located at 722 East Kensington. Obviously, it's a different address than what they use in the movie, but as you can see, there's constantly people coming by this poor guy's house. People do live there, so if you do want to stop by and take a look at the house, don't go onto the guy's property. I mean, it is his property. People do live there, but you know, if you live in the area, you got to come by and see it.
This is probably one of the most important locations in the Fast and Furious saga. This house has appeared in just about every movie released for Fast and Furious, except for obviously Tokyo Drift because it didn't take place here in the US really. You are going to notice that there are some differences between the way the house sits now and the way it sits in the movies. The most major difference you're going to notice is up the driveway, there's no garage back there. That garage is actually built specifically for the movie and torn down when they're done. The reason why is the garage actually crosses over the property line and would sit on the neighbor's property, so therefore that's why they have to remove it. You're also going to notice that the guy does like to put up a white picket fence in between filming, and obviously when they're there to shoot, they do take the fence down. This is definitely a place worth visiting, just like with Bob's Market. There's usually going to be at least a few people out front taking pictures of either just the house or taking pictures of their car in front of the house. It has kind of become this big meeting place for car culture.
And there they are, some of the iconic locations from the Fast and Furious saga. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go and hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. If you'd like to see more automotive, particularly GTR content in the future, go and subscribe to my channel. You can now follow me on all forms of social media, which include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and I have links to all of those in the description down below. If you'd like to support the channel, I do have the JD Archer shop. If you go to jdarcher.bigcartel.com, you can see a limited selection of hats, t-shirts, and hoodies I've designed, and there's a new design on the website. I've actually pulled down the Ghost R35 GTR t-shirt and uploaded the RB26 2 liters are for sodas t-shirt, and it's live and active right now for purchase. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd even like me to do another video like this where I explore even more Fast and Furious locations, go ahead and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.